as a millennial man, as a man of culture, as a man who understands the value of your time, your life, your effort, and whatsoever you've done to get to the stage you're currently in, if you're a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, or you're a musician, or even an entrepreneur, we all know how much pain, how much hustle, how much we've had to put into our craft to get to wherever you think you are. But do you also know that there are possible mistakes that you make, and it could just last about 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes irrespective of your sexual strength, that could even actually end all those hustles that you've actually done for so many years. This is a story a story I saw. I'm going to give you guys this story from different dimension. Talk about why I think this could be one of those cases where a man is being accused, possibly falsely, or it's just another case of a really sad dude who, despite every hustle he's done, he's made a really terrible mistake that probably will cost him everything he's actually hustled for. This is an NHS doctor who, according to the Daily Mail, held a woman down on the staircase and raped her, according to the courts. If you read this headline in the first place, you think this possibly happened in a hospital. You think this happened somewhere in the ward or in the ED, but apparently this didn't happen that way. The Daily Mail has a way of actually presenting stories to make you think a certain way, like I said. So man, this guy is getting accused currently. He's in court. His name is Dr. Sareme Ediogon, a Nigerian guy. He's 39 years old, a really grown man who I'd expect, based on societal standards, you'd expect to be a married man and not going somewhere late at night to look for a woman. But let's not digress again. So now, let me first approach this story from the perspective of why I think this might be one of the cases where a man who's built a lot of things, is a doctor, is a GP doctor, might be getting accused, possibly wrongly. I'm not saying it's wrongly, because I'm not the police who attended to this lady. I'm neither the juror. I've heard very little about the case. Everything I know is currently based on what Daily Mail is saying. The jurors were told how the woman had said no. No, let's go up first and let's talk about how this guy got invited to the lady's house. Because this whole thing didn't happen in the hospital, like I said before. And it didn't happen in the guy's house. It happened in the lady's house. So now, prosecutor Robert Adin told how the medic had been invited to the woman's house, but without saying a word. He just came in, saw the lady, and grabbed her. Basically, that's what the story is saying. Without saying a word, started having intercourse with her as soon as he opened the front door. The jurors were told how the woman has said no. I'm going to show you guys a clip very soon for you guys to understand how this can be construed in a very different way. The woman said no and told Ediogon, maybe later, not now at all, maybe later, we will do it later. Now, let's just look at this word, no and maybe later. First and foremost, no could have been no, 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 no. And that would basically mean no. I'll show you guys a clip. I don't want to spoil the comedy for you guys, but I just need to say. But then there's a difference between that kind of no and then no. If you guys understand my context, that there's a difference, isn't it? And also told Ediogon maybe later, but of course, based on the story, his grip was so tight that she couldn't even move her hands. If this is actually true and not a false accusation, it's actually quite horrible. An horrible thing to do, there is no excuse for such behavior. It doesn't matter if you guys have been in a long-term relationship. It doesn't matter if you guys know each other for a long time. It doesn't matter if you guys have been having this multiple times a day or what have you. It is an horrible thing to do, because a consent, at least a verbal consent needs to be given. Because of course these days, even your green light is not enough anymore. You need a verbal consent, and eventually maybe we'll graduate into written consent where we need to type it and all that. But let's talk about that a little bit further. So the question is, when all of this happened, what did the lady in question do? Now, so based on the story, she said after the defendant finished raping her, The complainant had a shower and busied herself as best as she could cooking dinner. I mean, I'm not a woman and I don't understand how women think. And I don't understand, not just for women, but also people who are possible victims of stuff like this. I don't know if the first thing they will do after experiencing such an horrendous thing is to stand up, finish up, take a good shower, and then go ahead and cook dinner. I personally do not know. If you know what the reaction would normally be for most people, please comment down below. Now, she then returned to her bedroom where she used her phone to call a friend. She didn't call the police. No, she called a friend. And the defendant proceeded to try to do the same thing again. Now, just to end this video on a lighter note, I would like to play you guys a little bit of video from a joke from Billboard, which talks about cases like this. You guys watch it.
No means no, that's another one. No means no. It's like, no, it doesn't. Look, no means no. No, that means no. All right, but no, stop it. What are you doing? Oh my God, you're being so bad. Stop it. No.
Yeah, so personally, like I said, I have no clue. Definitely no clue if this guy had done it or not. I was in there. I don't have the information. I don't know what she did after. I don't know what the cases built against him to have taken him to court is something that is substantial enough that the police have decided, okay, you're going to court definitely. So you guys tell me what you think about this particular case, and I'll probably see you guys another time. Peace.